Am I the asshole for not making my daughter-in-law coffee and telling her I am not a barista? Edit. I sent this to my son and daughter-in-law. My son and daughter-in-law, Emily, are staying in our home probably for the next month due to water damage in their home. The company is fixing the damage, but the flooring was damaged, so it's not very livable right now. They have only been here less than a week and I am having an issue. I work nights and come back home around 6:30 a.m. and then go to bed. My husband is usually up, so I make him coffee and breakfast before I turn in. It's just something I like to do, more quality time before he heads to work. I asked my son and Emily if they would also like coffee or breakfast before they go to work. They said no to food but yes to coffee. That was easy. And I just made 2 extra cups. I asked them to tell me if they wanted me to change how I made their coffee. I thought they would just tell me, use this cream, or if they had a preference on blend. Emily texted me last night and said she left instructions for the coffee. This morning I came home to very detailed instructions on how to make a complex coffee. It was like a Starbucks drink. She wanted foamed milk on top, different syrups, a specific coffee bean, ground fresh, and a different brewing method. We have a drip coffee machine. Most of the stuff was on the counter. I decided I wasn't doing that and just made the normal coffee. Emily wasn't happy, and we got into an argument before she went to work. I basically told her I am not a Starbucks barista, and I am not going to do all that. She told me I shouldn't have offered in the first place if I wouldn't make the coffee to her liking. We left on a sour note. I have been getting texts from my son about not being hospitable, so I am having trouble sleeping at the moment. Should I just make the coffee? If your son's doubling down like that, sounds like it's time for him and his entitled wife to seek new accommodations. Not the asshole. I can't imagine being so entitled. You're making her coffee, you're just not devoting a ton of extra time to make her some sort of fancy drink. If it's that important to her, she should get up earlier and do it herself. I have been getting texts from my son about not being hospitable. Or maybe your son can get up earlier to roleplay as a barista for his spoiled wife. Am I the asshole for not letting a kid eat my food? The other day I was at the mall with my boyfriend and our 2 kids, a 5-year-old girl and a 6-year-old boy. We were sitting and eating a bag of roasted chestnuts when this kid, around 10 years old, started hovering around us. Now, I admit I'm not the biggest fan of any kid that doesn't belong to me, so this alone was already annoying me slightly, but I still smiled at him. Then he calls my son over and whispers in his ear, and I knew it was about the chestnuts. My son nods yes, and the boy comes up to me and reaches for a chestnut. I moved the bag and said, "No, you have to go ask your parents." My boyfriend got upset, called me rude, and handed a chestnut to the boy. The boy leaves, and I tell my boyfriend he shouldn't have done that you don't just give food to a strange kid. The boy then hovers back around us and, without a word, snatches 2 chestnuts from the bag that my boyfriend was now holding. I stood up and said very firmly, "Sorry, but you can't take our stuff like that. Go to your parents." He put them back and ran off. I think the kid had no manners, and I wasn't going to let my kids think it's okay to accept anything from strangers, or that it's okay to be pressured into sharing. My boyfriend doesn't agree and thinks the kid trusted us because we had kids ourselves. He thinks I was just selfish. Not the asshole. Your boyfriend could have killed the kid. How does your boyfriend know the kid is not allergic to nuts? Absolutely never give food to kids without talking to the parents first. Yep, and for all that boy knew, your boyfriend could have been sick and infected him, or less likely but still a possibility, could have even spiked the food. I'm not a parent, but I do have 2 young cousins who I watch often, and if anything, I would take the opposite approach to the original poster's boyfriend. If my cousins were with me and wanted to take food from a stranger, I definitely wouldn't allow that. The original poster did the right thing. Am I the asshole for docking my son's allowance by the amount he made my premium go up? I, 50M, just switched insurance companies to try and save money because I've instituted a monthly budget to stop our overspending in our family of 5, 48F, 19M, 16F, 13F, and 5 cats. The new insurance company asked for my 19-year-old's driver's ed completion certificate. I contacted the company, who said he cannot get the certificate because he skipped the online portion. My son passed the in-class and road tests, but he has an objection to online driver's ed because he thinks it's pointless. I explained that no matter how pointless it feels, it was a term of our contract with them, and he broke it, and the result is that my insurance is $13 a month more than it would have been had he completed the course. I still give him an allowance, and I've reduced it by those $13 a month because I hold him completely responsible for not completing his course, which costs $715, by the way. Am I the asshole? Am I being petty for nickeling and diming a young man and shaking him down to help pay my bills? My other options included just taking him off my policy and forbidding him to drive at all, or making him reimburse me the $715 I paid for his driver's ed. I didn't do any of that. I think I'm invoking a natural consequence based on real-world impact and not vengeance. It's literally one less Mary Brown's three-piece combo per month. Not the asshole. If it were me, I would have presented the options to him. Pay the extra premium, repay the driver's ed since he didn't finish it, not drive any of your vehicles. I'm quite sure he will either complete the remaining driver's ed or pay the $13. Why is a 19-year-old adult getting an allowance unless is he going to school full-time? In this case, he definitely owes the money back, but why are you paying for his insurance at all? Am I the asshole for trying to set a boundary with my little sister after she opened my birthday present? I'm 23, female, and my little sister is 13. I live back and forth between my mom's and my dad's houses. All of my siblings are half-siblings on my dad's side. I love my little sister, but lately I've been getting annoyed about certain boundaries she crosses. She's obsessed with face cream, hand cream, body spray, perfume, any hair products that smell good, lip gloss, or balm. She has a very big collection of all these things. I once sat and counted how many lip products she has accumulated over the years, and counted 37. Despite having tons of her own, she always asks to borrow mine, and often ends up using up the entire thing. One of my perfumes was almost completely used up, because she would spray it at least 20 times every time she used it. She gets upset if I don't share my stuff with her. For example, I got a body mist from Bath & Body Works recently because I loved the smell. I decided to leave it at my mom's house. My sister saw it in the background during a FaceTime call and said, "Oh, that looks like it smells good. Can you bring it the next time you come here?" I jokingly said something along the lines of, "I think we've got more than enough perfumes at Dad's." And she was visibly upset. I'm quite a patient person, so I brush all of this off because she's my little sister. And that's just what siblings do, right? But this recent situation has really upset me, and I don't know if I'm overreacting or not. So, it was my birthday on Tuesday. I went to my dad's to celebrate after work. When I sat down to open presents, I noticed that all of them were intact except for one. The packaging had been ripped open and the contents removed. It was strange, so I asked my little sister what happened. She told me it was one of my brother's gifts to me, a set that included hand cream, a nail file, nail and cuticle oil, and a little nail clipper, and she really wanted to try it and couldn't wait for me to open it, so she decided to go ahead and open it herself and try everything out. Half the hand cream had been squeezed out of the tube, the nail file was used. It had those telltale scratches, and the small nail and cuticle oil bottle wasn't closed properly, so it was also opened. I understand that, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't a big deal, but it made me sad that she had just gone and opened my gift like that without even thinking to ask me first. I said to her, verbatim, "You need to stop thinking all of my things are automatically yours too." Her mom taught her that everything that belongs to your siblings also belongs to you. Her philosophy is, siblings share everything. So setting a boundary is very difficult. My sister got mad because I never share my things with her anymore, and I'm purposely leaving some of my stuff at my mom's place to avoid her using them. Her mom called me quite selfish for belittling my own sister for wanting to be closer to me by borrowing my things. Am I the asshole? Would I be the asshole if I continued to be strict about these boundaries? Where is your dad in all of this? Why isn't he parenting her? Get a lock for your door. She has lost all privileges in your room, lost access to any of your stuff, and she should be grounded. Her allowance should be going to you until she's paid for the birthday present she stole and ruined. This behavior is completely unacceptable. Your dad and his wife are doing her a massive disservice by not setting clear and enforced rules of behavior. They are also treating you horribly. This was your present, not hers. She stole it. None of her behavior is okay. Not the asshole. 13 is far too old to be behaving this way. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe for more and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one.